All right, welcome back to the channel. So me and Ed are working on this Jeep this morning and getting this thing ready for sale. And I'm sitting here working on it, and I thought about y'all, and I was like, I need to share with y'all in case you don't know. A lot of people do know, but in case you don't know how to restore plastics. And this will work on your race car, your classic car. This will work on center consoles on your interior, plastic cake panels. I mean, anything that's plastic, it can work. So I'm gonna show you what we got. I've already done all this. As you can see, we got all this black back right here where all these step pads are black, and we got a nice dark gray back here. But I'm gonna show you what we were working with on some other pieces and show you how to do it. So this involves none of the like crap that you get at the parts store to rub it on. You can see how faded this front bumper is compared to these flares. We actually need to do this front bumper probably. Ed over here jacking some stuff up. Don't show them what you're doing. It's top secret. But yeah, how to restore the plastic. So a lot of the parts store crap sells the stuff that you rub on, and it supposedly brings it back. The problem with that stuff is it doesn't last. So plastics, the reason why they fade out is because the sun actually strips the oils out of the top layer of the plastic, and that causes them to fade out. So when you're putting that crap on it from the parts store, all you're doing is putting a little bit of oil back on the top. But the problem is that stuff evaporates and goes right away, and it doesn't last no time. So if you really want to bring it back and get the black back in that without having to put spray paint on it, or without having to wipe it down every single week, all you need is a heat gun. I don't know if you've ever seen this. A lot of people go over it, but if you watch, a little bit of heat will actually heat the plastic back up, bringing the oils that are down in the plastic, bringing it back to the surface. And that's what changes about the color. Now you just have to keep it moving, steady, and try this anytime you're going to do this, especially if you're doing it on like a classic car part or something. Then just try it in a little area that can't really be seen, and that way you can test it. The more even you are, the better results you'll get. And once you start, getting the plastic warm, it helps to keep walking away from like that area where the plastic was already heated at, and not like jump over here, because you can see how fast I was rolling. But then if you jump over here, now you got to kind of start back again, getting the heat build up. And don't heat it up so much that it melts the plastic. I know the camera's making it look like it's like crumbled, but it's actually not. All that is the texture of the plastic showing back. So it's a little time consuming, but it's literally free, and it will last way longer than anything you can get at the parts store. Just be careful not to touch your heat gun to the actual plastic. And I guess if you're in a pinch, you can use like a small torch, just start farther away and not up close. But yeah, that's all you have to do. And this is going to also make the plastic the exact color it was when it was new, versus having to paint it like a black. Then you have everything that just looks painted. So you can see when you start back over in an area that's cold, it takes a second for it to get back rolling. But this works excellent like classic cars where you've got a center console that's been sitting in the car for 20, 30 years, and you want to restore it back to its original color and not have to spray paint it. And you can keep going over it to keep bringing the oil to the surface and to make it more even. If you just run over it quick, it might look splotchy, and some areas won't come out. Like you can see that square right there, that something was just sitting on it and it didn't come out. But yeah, that's all you have to do. So the step pad looks gray, but it obviously actually used to be black from the factory. And then you got a piece like this that was gray from the factory, and so when you hit it with heat, it turns it back gray. So this was all out in the sun, whereas the other side wasn't. Yeah, that's what I said. And none of that stuff ever lasts long. Yeah, all that stuff just evaporates right off literally within a couple of days. Like, we've done this for a couple customers, and they've complained that, yeah, they bought all kinds of stuff in the parts store, and a couple of days later, it's all, washed off. So just experimented with it, and like I said, just try to keep it even. That's the biggest thing, and it'll bring it back. So, and that'll stay like that for quite a while until the sun pulls it back out of it again. A lot of car lots and a lot of dealers know this trick, but this is huge also in the classic car world, because you don't want to paint them items that are 20 or 30 years old that you just want to restore. So that's going to be a wrap for this short. We're gonna leave these alone. I went ahead and done these sides, as you can see on the time lapse. I went ahead and done the sides so they're a little closer to the flares, but I don't want to sit here and spend the time to chase it all the way around. You know, you can see these two are off. But if it's on your own vehicle and it's a weekend project in your driveway, then you got plenty of time to go all the way around. But we probably are gonna do this front bumper because it'll help so that this thing doesn't look like it was wrecked, you know, and the old bumper was put on something a little newer. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Hopefully it helps somebody out with your classic car project or your your daily driver. Thanks, y'all.